Folks, I've done it again. I've accidentally created a game-breaking super weapon, which I want to show you quickly today, and suggest that NQ immediately implement a ban on similar devices. Having recently also accidentally created a black hole machine, which with an area effect instantly and permanently killed any player that came into range, covered in my tribute to NQ Odin video. I'll put a link in the description. I've now created something potentially equally destructive. While testing my roulette table here, um, had to code around one of the limitations of the engine, which most of you will be familiar with. If I walk back here, you can see as I approach my roulette table, the databases right here load in after the programming board. So as I approach, the programming board will be active. The databases load in um, as I get closer. If I put a large detection zone on the table or any ship or any construct and run in quickly, the databases will not load until after you're inside the DZ, meaning that the board won't find the databases when it initializes and you're unable to reinitialize the board, so it cannot ever detect those databases once the board has started if they're not there at the point when it initializes. You can code around this, which I've done here, you can see, with some detection on the database, but I'm going to show you um, a little trick that exacerbates this problem. And that trick involves this little guy here, a lag box. I'm going to jump out of the casino here, head out into the woods, so you can see that this effect, the full seriousness of this effect in an area with no other constructs, so nothing else contributing to lag other than the lag box itself. And we'll demonstrate the impact of a lag box on any programming board and associated relays, delay lines. This affects all other elements linked to your programming board. So if I pop over here, here we go. This little area here will do nicely. Okay, so as you can see here, I've just dropped a programming board with a DB attached. That could be anything, a relay, a detection zone, any other element. As you can see, same problem. Programming board loads first, other elements pop in later. And again, this is mainly only a problem in its current form on a large detection zone, because you can get inside the detection zone before those elements load. Smaller detection zones, not so much of a problem, but the faster that you approach, the more. Anyway, let's try that again. Faster you approach, the more likely you are to get inside that detection zone before the other elements have loaded, stopping the programming board from initializing those elements, stopping whatever you're running off this, whether it's a security measure or some screens that take input or anything. If I can get inside that detection zone before those elements load, detection zones do not refresh, do not track players once you're inside the zone. They only register a change when you cross the boundary of the detection zone. So it's a problem already. Let's see what happens when I drop this guy. I may have to redact this part of the screen here because we don't want folks to see what's inside the lag box as it loads, because the elements will appear on the screen before the voxels very briefly, giving away the inner workings of the lag box. But let's drop this guy here. You can drop this anywhere in the area. Again, I'm out in the woods. There's no other constructs around that are impacting the frame rate or the speed of the engine. Drop my lag box. Deploy. There it is. Now, this guy's not obviously turned on yet. I've got it set at the moment. I won't show you the script. Set to about 5. I could dial this up to 10 and it would have an even greater impact. But let's have a look at what the lag box does here. Set it at a moderate severity. Turn on the programming board. Boom. Instantly you'll start to notice some lag kicking in here, dropping frames all over the place. Now, approach the programming board again, this time with the lag box running nearby. Boom. I'm on top of the programming board. Look at that. Before the database, well before the database even appears. Same applies for any relays, any other elements attached to that programming board. So by using a lag box to create lag in an area, can very easily contravene any security measures or any construct, any Lua script that has been set on that programming board to run off associated elements, screens, etc. Obviously, the additional impact of a lag box, let me turn that off, is that if I dialed that to 10, dropped 2 or 3 of those in an area, the entire area would effectively be unplayable. The drop frames, the speed that the engine would grind to would make that entire area, would cripple all activities within that area. So this little guy here and its inner workings, which obviously are sensitive because it could be exploited in a coordinated attack on a market, on a district, on a player's base, on a player's ship, is obviously a problem for Dual Universe. So currently, as far as I can tell, there's nothing in the terms of use for the game that prohibits players from intentionally creating lag or intentionally building devices that slow down the engine. As such, it's my strong recommendation that NQ implements an immediate ban on devices intentionally built for the purpose of creating lag within the engine. That's it, short and sweet. If you like what you've seen here and you want to support my efforts, please pop over to the Mega Boss Lord Death Star and Casino and visit my store, my Blueprint store here on the lower level of the tower, below the big casino sign, and shop around. Fly safe.